I welcome you to this episode of Alvismed, and we thank you for following us on our YouTube channel, that is Alvismed, and the rest of our social media platforms. Today we have a different topic. However, you may not say hi to, you may not shake hands with my visitor because this COVID-19 is very serious. And tonight, our topic is about the presidential directive to put a pause on most of the institutions. That's why we see schools and markets and those other busy places, bars and clubs. Today I have a visitor who happens to be a journalist and one of the reporters who has been following step by step COVID-19 world over. Mr. Geoffrey Nyamongera.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us, and I want you to talk to the audience. The president has locked, or he has closed most of the institutions, including schools, bars, clubs. So, what is your take on this? What do you see next after this directive?
Yeah, thank you, Ronald, for this opportunity, and I thank you, viewers who are following us. And I'm very happy for hosting me today. And definitely, to me as a person, I give a tick to the president. One, because I have been following COVID-19. COVID-19 is a serious and deadly disease, I should say. So his directive is very timely. When I know by the time he declared or he gave the directive, Uganda was COVID-19 free. But this was a measure that was put in place to make sure that we stop the spread of the virus to our country, Uganda. One, the stoppage of gatherings in churches, in mosques, in these religious places. I give it a tick. One, because these are places whereby people crowd, people shake hands, people even hug, because you will not even decide on who to hug, because you will hug with even someone who is close to you. But to me, plus the other places that were locked down, say the bars, the markets. One thing I want to tell you, Ronald, is that this directive is going to have a direct challenge to the economy of Uganda.
Mr. Geoffrey,
yes,
I know you as a country have been depending on, actually, almost I can say the largest percentage we are depending on foreign goods, we are depending on. What do you see to the Ugandans? Let's narrow it down, let's leave the state. What do you see to the Ugandans one by one? What is going to happen?
Yes, thank you. One by one, what do I see? I see a Uganda whereby its citizens are going to be exploited. A citizen whereby a Uganda, even something we know that costs 1,000 is going to cost 3,000, 4,000, even 10,000. Look at an example. Salt. We are only 4 days of the directive. 4 days. We have 28 days to go. 30 days. Now we have only gone 4 days from the day the directive was out, but we see the cost of the cost of salt, and this is a basic need. It is already rising to 3,000.
Okay, Mr. Geoffrey.
Yes.
Let's look at Bundubujo as a district.
Okay.
What I know, because even today Sunday, the president says the student, if I can try to quote, for the students, I sent you home not to go to the trading centers, but I've sent you home, go and stay home in today's address of the nation. But I'm looking at Bundubujo, we have cocoa. So what does this mean? Do we see those people cutting the cocoa and planting food crops to feed them in the next 32 days or in the next 28 days we are remaining with?
Yeah, thank you. That is not possible. And what I know is when I bring in the case study of Bondibujo, the sole thing we have is cocoa. And you will not tell a parent or a family not to go and harvest cocoa. One, because they know the only thing they have to get money is cocoa. And one, they are not moving to the market. And this issue of saying that students should not move out. Yes, I am a parent. I have 4 children and they've all come back. And these are the people that they are going to help me in the daily schedules that I do at home. They have to go to the garden, they have to go to maybe prune cocoa. I need to send someone to the shop to buy me a chibiriti, to buy me a matchbox.
When we try to look at experts, they say it can last on plastic surfaces for up to 9 days.
Yes.
So, and most of us actually, you find that you may find a surface and you think maybe because the first update was it lasts on surfaces for 9 hours. They are coming with 9 days. So what does this mean? Are we seeing declaring the world corona free and we see some cases coming out?
Yeah, because now this is where me and you, we need to make sure that we sensitize our communities, the public, because if it can last for 9 days on any surface, meaning that someone will come, put it on the surface or the door handle and goes away. In the 9 days, on the 8th day, someone will come and of course get the same virus from that doorway. But what do I mean is, even if it stays on the surface for the 9 days, the good thing we have, Mr. Ronald, is if you don't touch yourself in any part of on the face, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, you will not be able to transmit it to yourself.
Okay,
you can have it in your hands, but it will not be in your body.
Okay. If we can look at the political arena, some people are saying this thing may actually, especially those people who are aspiring. So don't you think this virus or this directive may be a direct threat to politics?
Yeah, it is, Ronald. It is a direct threat to politics. One, because those that were aspiring for different positions in different areas had already started going to the villages, meeting a few groups of people, which now is not the case. And now that we also have few days or few months to maybe the active politics for the NRM, in the case you talked about NRM, yes, we know in the few months we knew NRM was going to begin having these open campaigns, the active politics, people would come on board and convince people. Now, for the fact that they can no longer go to the people, it is going to be a big threat.
When we try to go back and have a recap of the state, as a state we've been hit by several diseases like this. I can give an example. In 2005, 2006, around there, Bondibujo as a district was hit by Ebola and very many people died. But look at this, the president comes out to have a directive even before having a case in state. And actually other people are saying that the president is just using this for reasons of pushing the elections and trying to keep himself in power, because they are asking, were the Ugandans not dying? Like those who died of Ebola, were they not Ugandans? So why should he have this directive on this yet we've not even had?
Yes, people will speak, Ronald. Politicians and opposition leaders will speak, true. But one thing you have to know, Ronald, like I already said, this COVID-19 is more dangerous than Ebola, because we saw Ebola hit Uganda in 2007 when Bujo was even mostly hit. We didn't hear any of schools being closed. We didn't hear of schools, churches being closed.
Even recently, Congo, DRC was it, but even the border wasn't closed.
It wasn't closed.
So what is the
Means,
it
means that the disease, this has hit the whole world. It's a global pandemic. So there's need of, because the way it is transmitted is even more harsh than Ebola. Because for the case of Ebola, someone to transmit to the other person, they have to have showed the symptoms. They must have been bedridden for some time. But this time round, if you have it in your hands, I'll transmit it to you.
Okay, let's look at this. Other things have been closed, but the transport system is still open. And when we look at Uganda, most of the people who move by public means, that is bus and taxi. And according to experts, if you cough within a 3 meters radius, that means someone is prone to getting affected. So as we look at this, we are looking at link, or we are looking at buses and taxis. What does this mean? When we see most of the people getting affected because of leaving this sector open.
Yeah, I agree with you. True, one, because you never know. But the good thing is most taxis, most bus companies have taken the initiative to introduce sanitizers to their points. Like I've seen in Kampala, people, before you go in a taxi, you'll have to use a sanitizer, you wash your hands with soap, meaning that if you carried the virus from wherever you are coming from, at least you've washed your hands, you're going into a taxi while you're clean. So I think that is going to help. But then, the issue of quarantining people, if you know, Ronald, you're a suspect,
you quarantine yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, as we come to the end of our show, what message do you have for the native? What message do you have for the fellow Ugandan? What message do you have for the fellow person who lives on Earth? Because I understand the whole world is affected, all the continents have been affected. So what message do you have for the people out there?
Yeah, my message to the country and the world is very simple. The disease is real, it kills. And like other people have said and the leaders have said, it is easier to manage it, to manage the spread. One, because wash your hands with soap. Make sure if you feel you're not feeling yourself, like you have cough, you have flu, you have headache, guarantee yourself. Call the medical personnel to help you. If you know you don't feel like you want to go out of the people, you have to keep inside the house. So the one message is avoid crowded places, wash your hands frequently with soap or with any sanitizer, and please avoid crowded areas.
Okay. Thank you very much, Geoffrey Nyamongera, for being with us this evening. That has been Geoffrey Nyamongera, a senior reporter from UBC and senior journalist actually from within the district. Thank you very much. See you next in our next episode.